A boy stands at the edge of a plowed field in central Illinois, September of 1956. He is 9. His father is 12 feet ahead, walking slow, not looking back, holding a pocket knife open in his left hand. The boy is carrying a wooden stake and a ball of twine his grandfather gave him last Christmas. His father has not explained what they are doing. His father has not explained why. The air smells like turned earth and gasoline from a tractor 2 fields over. That afternoon, with no instruction beyond a single sentence at the edge of the field, the boy will learn something about authority, obedience, and the difference between a man who teaches and a man who lectures. Nobody is timing him. Nobody is grading him. The man ahead of him is simply not turning around. These are 31 things American fathers taught their sons in the 1950s that no one teaches anymore. Most fathers today cannot name a single one of them.
And number 1 is the lesson every other 30 were secretly pointing toward. We'll get there. Subscribe before we start. Number 1 is the lesson that matters more than all the other 30 combined. Number 31. A boy in Dayton, Ohio, around 1953, watches his father sharpen a kitchen knife on the bottom of a coffee cup. The motion is slow. The blade is held at an angle, the ceramic edge dragged across the steel from heel to tip, 8 strokes on one side, 8 on the other. The boy is 6. He is told not to touch it. He is told that for a year. On his 7th birthday, the knife is placed in his hand and the cup is placed in front of him, and he is allowed to break it. By 9, he sharpens hatchets, chisels, and his own pocket knife with the same motion. By 11, he can take a dull axe and put an edge on it. His father calls field sharp. Sharp enough to shave the hair off his own forearm. Sharp enough to bite a hatchet mark into a pine 2x4 with one stroke. He sharpens the pencil in his school desk with a paring knife the teacher pretends not to see. A man today owns 6 kitchen knives, none of them sharp, and replaces them every 2 years. A 13-year-old boy in 2024 cannot name the angle a blade is held at. The cost is not a dull knife. The cost is a boy who has never been trusted with a real edge, and so has never learned what a steady hand feels like. Number 30 taught a boy that a man's tools are not decorations. They are kept ready. And that was the gentle one. Number 30. A boy in rural Georgia, about 1958, sits on the back steps after supper while his father cleans a Marlin 30-30 rifle on a folded newspaper. The rifle is taken down.
The bolt slides out. The stock comes off. A rag soaked in 3-in-1 oil moves through every part. The boy is 8. He is told he can watch. He is told he cannot speak unless spoken to. He is told he cannot touch. This goes on for a year. The 2nd year, he holds the rag. The 3rd year, he is handed the bolt and shown how it seats. By 10, he is asked, on a Saturday in November, to carry the rifle from the back porch to the front room and set it down. He is not yet allowed to load it. Loading comes later. Loading comes when his father decides he is ready, and the boy has no vote. A 21st century boy turns 13 and watches a YouTube video about how to handle a firearm. His father has never owned one. the boy will be 25 before he holds a working tool, and the first time he does, he has no muscle memory of being trusted with something serious. The cost is not safety. The cost is a boy who has never learned to wait. Number 29.
A father in Newark, New Jersey, around 1954, takes his son, age 7, to a print shop on Springfield Avenue. The son watches a man named Mr. Calabrese lock a form of type into a Chandler and Price press and pull the lever. The boy is told to stand back. The boy is told why. The press is not a toy. The press can take a handoff at the wrist, and the boy should know this before he finds out the wrong way. The next Saturday, the boy is allowed to ink a form. The Saturday after that, he is allowed to set a single line of type from a California job case. The Saturday after that, he pulls the lever himself, with Mr. Calabrese's hand on his. By 9, the boy can run a small job start to finish and knows the smell of linseed oil and mineral spirits the way another boy knows the smell of a baseball glove. A man today has never seen a printing press. He has never watched a man work a craft with his hands in front of him for hours without a screen.
The boy who learned typesetting also learned patience, hierarchy, and that mastery comes from 1,000 repetitions the master does not announce. The cost of losing the print shop is not a lost trade. It is a lost witness. Number 28. A boy in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, about 1955, age 10, is handed a ball-peen hammer and a piece of cold-rolled steel and told to make a coat hook. The father does not draw a picture. The father does not explain metallurgy. The boy is told to bend the steel until it bends back, then bend it again, and to keep going until he understands why some days the metal gives and some days it does not. The boy bends the steel for 2 hours. He cuts his thumb once. He does not stop. He makes a hook that looks like something a dog dragged in. His father nods and hangs a coat on it. The coat falls off in the night. The next weekend, the boy makes another. By the 3rd one, it holds. By the 10th, it holds a winter coat without complaint. A modern boy has never heated and bent metal. He has never failed at a physical task, started over, and felt the day he finally got it. The cost of the lost hook is not a missing object on the wall. It is a boy who has never learned that mastery is the residue of repetition. Number 27. A father in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, around 1952, teaches his 9-year-old son to count change by having him work the cash register at the family bakery on Saturdays. The register is a national 6-drawer brass bound, the kind with the bell on top. The boy is told the customer is always right, but the till is always counted. He learns to make change without looking up. He learns the bell. He learns to hear the difference between a penny and a nickel by sound. By 10, he can count back change to a customer in his head faster than the customer can add. By 12, he is closing the drawer alone on a Saturday night and writing the total in a leather-bound ledger his father gave him for his birthday. The boy has a pocket full of coins and a number in a book, and a man who trusted him with both. A 21st century boy pays with a card his mother gave him, has never balanced a ledger, has never heard a cash register ring. The cost of the lost till is not arithmetic. It is the absence of the moment a father hands his son a number that matters and lets him own it. Number 26. A boy in Mobile, Alabama, about 1957, age 8, is sent to the back porch with a bar of lava soap, a bucket of rainwater, and a 30-foot length of 1/2-inch manila rope. He is told to wash the rope. He is told to coil it. He is told to hang it. He is told that a man does not own a rope he has not cared for. The boy washes the rope for 45 minutes. He hangs it on a nail.
He comes back 2 hours later to find it coiled on the bench because his father has done it for him, to show him the right way. The boy uncoils it and recoils it. Wrong, then right, then wrong, then right. By the end of the summer, the boy can coil 40 feet of manila in under a minute, and his hands remember it for life. A modern boy owns no rope. He has never been taught that tools must be cleaned. He has never been taught that an object cared for is an object that serves. The cost is not a dirty rope. It is a boy who has never learned the dignity of maintenance. Number 25. A father in Waco, Texas, around 1954, age 34, takes his 11-year-old son to a used car lot on Austin Avenue on a Tuesday afternoon. The lot is owned by a man named Mr. Pugh. Mr. Pugh sells a '48 Ford Coupe with a cracked block for $90. The father does not buy it. He points to it. He points to the lot.
He tells the boy, "You will own a car one day, and a man will try to sell you one, and you will need to know the difference." The boy walks the lot for an hour. He opens hoods. He kicks tires. He asks Mr. Pugh how many miles are on the odometer. Mr. Pugh lies. The father knows he is lying. The boy does not yet. By the time the boy is 16, his father drives him to a different lot and lets him buy a '49 Mercury for $200 with money from his paper route. The Mercury runs. The Ford would not have. The boy on the plowed field at the start of this video. We are coming back to him, but not the way you think. Number 24. A father in Portland, Maine, around 1959, age 39, teaches his son, age 10, to read a tide chart. Not by sitting the boy down at the kitchen table. By taking him to Casco Bay at 4 in the morning on a Saturday, the two of them in a 12-foot clinker-built skiff with a 2-horsepower Johnson outboard, and handing him the chart and saying, "Tell me when we can cross the bar." The boy reads the chart wrong the first time. They wait. The boy reads it again. They cross. The boy reads it right every time after that, because the wrong reading cost him an hour on a cold bay, and the right reading saved it. The father has not explained the chart. The chart has explained the chart. The boy has learned to read because the reading mattered. A modern boy does not read a tide chart because no one needs him to. He has never been the one person whose reading of a chart moved a small boat through cold water at dawn. The cost of the lost chart is not the inability to read water. It is a boy who has never been the person the morning depended on. Number 23.
A boy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about 1951, age 9, watches his father wire a 2-prong plug for a lamp his mother wants in the reading nook. The father strips the wire with a pocket knife, twists the strands, loops them clockwise around the terminal screws, tightens them with a 4-inch screwdriver. He does not plug it in. He hands the boy the lamp and tells him to plug it in. The boy hesitates. The father tells him again. The boy plugs it in. The lamp comes on. the boy learns that a man wires something only after he is sure. A man tests something only after he has built it. A man trusts a boy only after the boy has watched long enough to deserve it. By 11, the boy is wiring drop cords for the workshop. By 13, he is replacing a wall switch. A modern boy has been told to never touch wires. He has been told the danger comes first. He has never been told the danger comes after the discipline.
The cost of the lost wire is not a boy who cannot rewire a lamp. It is a boy who has never been trusted with something that can hurt him. Number 22. A father in Birmingham, Alabama, around 1956, age 41, takes his 12-year-old son to a dirt oval outside Leeds on a Saturday night. Stock car racing. The father knows a man named Junior who runs a '49 Ford Flathead. Junior lets the boy sit in the car. The father tells the boy to listen to the engine. Listen to the cam. Listen to the lifter tick. Listen to the rod knock versus the valve tap. The boy listens for an hour. The next Saturday, Junior lets the boy hold the helmet. The Saturday after that, Junior lets the boy sit in the car again while it idles. By the end of the summer, the boy can tell the difference between a sick engine and a tired engine by sound alone, the way his father could tell the difference between a sick cow and a tired cow.
A modern boy has never sat in a running race car. He has never heard an engine at idle in a closed garage at midnight and known what it meant. The cost of the lost engine is not mechanical knowledge. It is a boy who has never been trusted to listen. These 12 things have one thing in common, and the next 19 will sharpen it. Every one of them was taught by a father who did not explain why he was teaching it. Every one of them was learned by a boy who was not told he was learning. None of them came with a certificate. All of them came with a man in the room who expected the boy to be there. The father of 1956 was not a better man than the father of 2024. He had simply not yet been replaced. Number 21. A father in Sacramento, California, around 1953, age 36, sits at the kitchen table on a Sunday morning with his 11-year-old son and the morning paper. The father reads the front page. The boy is told to read the editorial page. The father does not explain the difference. The father does not explain what an editorial is. The boy is told to come back in an hour and say what he thinks. The boy comes back in an hour. The boy has opinions. The father listens. The father does not agree. The father does not disagree. The father asks one question. The boy answers. The father asks another. By noon, the boy has defended an idea he did not have an hour before, and the defense was his own, and the man across the table did not save him from it. A modern boy is not asked to defend ideas at his own kitchen table. He is asked to perform on screens. The cost of the lost editorial page is not literacy. It is the loss of the first time a boy was asked to hold an opinion against a man and to keep holding it. Number 20. A boy in Topeka, Kansas, about 1958, age 10, watches his father write a letter to his brother in the Army, stationed at Fort Hood. The father sits at the typewriter, an Underwood noiseless portable, and types slowly with 2 fingers. The boy is told to sit across the table and write his own letter, to his uncle, about whatever he wants. The father does not help. The father does not correct. The boy writes 4 sentences. He misspells 3 words. He puts the letter in the envelope, licks the stamp, and addresses it himself. The letter arrives in Texas. The uncle writes back. The boy keeps the letter in a drawer. The boy is now a correspondent. The boy now has a man in his life outside his father who knows him by his own hand. A modern boy has never licked a stamp. He has never written a man a letter with 2 fingers and waited 2 weeks for the reply. You may already be seeing the pattern. Every one of these has one thing in common. We will name it at number 6. Number 19. A father in Detroit, Michigan, around 1955, age 37, takes his 9-year-old son to a barbershop on Mack Avenue on a Saturday morning. The barbershop has 4 chairs. The barbers are named Pete, Sal, Vito, and a black man named Mr. Henderson, who has the last chair by the window. The father sits in Mr. Henderson's chair. The boy sits in the waiting bench and is told not to speak. The boy watches his father nod at Mr. Henderson. The boy watches Mr. Henderson lather the father's face. The boy watches the straight razor move across his father's neck. The boy is told that Mr. Henderson is the best barber in the city, that he has cut the father's hair since the father was a boy, and that a man sits in another man's chair for the rest of his life if the chair is worth it. A modern boy has never watched a man submit to another man's hands for 30 minutes without speaking. He has never been inside a room where 4 generations of trust were visible in the tilt of a chair. The cost of the lost chair is not a haircut. It is a boy who has never seen loyalty across difference. Number 18. A boy in Wheeling, West Virginia, about 1952, age 11, watches his father gut a deer on the back porch on the first day of buck season. The father works alone. The father works with a buck knife, model 110. The boy is told he can watch. The boy is told that if he is going to eat meat, he will know where it comes from. The father separates the animal into parts the boy will later recognize on a plate. The boy learns that a deer is not a hamburger. The boy learns that a deer is a life, and a weight, and a temperature, and a smell. The boy learns that his father is not sentimental about this and not ashamed of it, and that the absence of either is the mark of a man who understands what he is doing.
A modern boy eats chicken from a plastic tray in a grocery store and has never seen the bird. The cost of the lost buck is not a lost skill. It is a boy who has never been taught that a man respects what a man takes. Number 17. A father in San Antonio, Texas, around 1957, age 42, sits with his 10-year-old son in the cab of a 46 Chevrolet pickup on a Friday night in July. The truck has the windows down. The father is drinking a bottle of Pearl beer, and the boy is drinking a knee-high grape soda the father bought him at a filling station. They are parked on a hill overlooking the city. They have not spoken in 40 minutes. The father does not turn the radio on. The boy does not need him to speak. The boy is learning that a man can sit with another man and not need to fill the air. The boy is learning that presence is not performance. The boy is learning that the hill is the lesson and the silence is the teaching, and the bottle of pearl is just a bottle of pearl. A modern boy has never sat in a truck with his father and not been entertained. He has never been expected to simply be there. The cost of the lost hill is not a lost view. It is a boy who has been taught that silence between men is a problem to be solved. Number 16.
A boy in Hartford, Connecticut, about 1954, age 9, is told by his father to be at the back door of the house at 6 o'clock sharp the following Saturday. He is not told why. He is not told where. He arrives at 6. His father is in a wool coat. They walk to a diner on Main Street. His father orders 2 coffees. The boy is given coffee with milk and 1 sugar. They eat toast and eggs. They do not speak about the surprise. The surprise is the diner. The surprise is the morning.
The surprise is that his father chose him for a Saturday morning and chose no one else. The boy is told, when the plates are cleared, that a man takes his son to breakfast when the boy is ready, and that being ready is not a thing the boy decides. The boy did not know he was ready. His father knew. A modern father schedules the breakfast around soccer. A modern boy is told the breakfast is for his achievement. The cost of the lost diner is not a meal. It is a boy who has never been chosen for a morning by a man who did not explain the choosing. 16 of 31 are gone. The next 9 are the ones men who watch this will remember from their own fathers, if their fathers were the kind who taught. Pause here. Tell me in the comments, which of these did your father or grandfather teach you? The comments on this video are full of men naming the exact moment. Read them. Number 15.
A father in Cheyenne, Wyoming, around 1952, age 39, takes his 12-year-old son to a ranch auction outside Laramie. The boy is given $100 in a money order his father cashed at the Stockman's Bank the day before. The father tells the boy to bid on a Hereford heifer. The father does not tell the boy the upper limit. The boy has to set it himself. The boy bids. The boy is outbid. The boy bids again. The boy wins. The boy has bought a cow he cannot yet lead. The boy has spent $100 of his father's money and now owns a 400-pound animal that does not know him. The father drives the truck. The boy walks behind the trailer. The boy does not speak the entire 20 miles home. A modern boy has never made a bid that mattered. He has never felt the weight of a number in his own hand. The cost of the lost heifer is not a cow. It is the loss of the moment a boy holds a man's money and a man's trust at the same time. Number 14. A boy in Schenectady, New York, about 1956, age 8, is sent by his father to borrow a tool from a neighbor 2 houses down. The tool is a brace and bit. The father has one of his own. The father wants the boy to learn to ask. The boy has never knocked on the neighbor's door alone before. The father is in the garage. The father is not coming with him. The boy knocks. The neighbor, a man named Mr. Foley, opens the door. The boy says, "My father says may he borrow your brace and bit, and he'll return it Monday." Mr. Foley hands it over. Mr. Foley says, "Your father is a good man." The boy walks home with the brace and bit. The boy has now performed a transaction with another man. The boy has now represented his father. A modern boy has never knocked on a stranger's door to ask for a thing on behalf of his father. He has never carried a man's good name in his hand. The cost of the lost brace is not a tool. It is the loss of the moment a boy walks home, representing someone who trusts him to walk out the door. Number 13. A father in Salt Lake City, Utah, around 1959, age 44, calls his 13-year-old son into the bathroom on a Tuesday evening after supper. The father is shaving with a gem single-edge razor. The father hands the boy the razor. The father hands him a brush and a cake of Williams mug soap. The father tells the boy, "Today, you shave." The boy has not yet needed to shave. The boy is told that he does not need to wait until he needs to shave. The father explains that a man prepares for the day he will need to before the day arrives. The boy lathers. The boy takes the razor to his face. The boy nicks himself under the jaw. The father hands him a square of toilet paper and a styptic pencil. A modern boy is given an electric razor at 16 with instructions attached.
He has never been taught by a man with a single blade and a bar of soap. The cost of the lost gem is not a shave. It is the loss of the morning a man teaches his son to be ready for the day the boy becomes a man. You may already be seeing the pattern. Every one of these has one thing in common. We will name it at number 6. Number 12. The boy on the creek bank at the top of this video. He is the boy from number 28, still beside the same water, a year older. He is now 9. The father has told the boy may fish alone in the morning for as long as he wants. The father has said, "I will come down at noon." The boy is fishing for bass with a Shakespeare Ubangi. The boy has rigged it with a frog pulled from the mud behind the house. The boy hooks a fish. The boy fights the fish for what feels to him a long time, perhaps 4 minutes. The boy brings the fish in by hand. The fish is larger than his forearm.
The boy does not have a stringer. The boy does not have a creel. The boy looks at the fish and at the water and at the bank where the father will arrive at noon. The boy decides to release the fish. The boy slides it back. The father arrives at noon. The father asks what the boy caught. The boy says, "I caught a big one and let it go." The father nods. The father says nothing else for 10 minutes. Then the father says, "That was the right choice." The boy has made a decision no one saw. The boy has decided alone. The boy has learned that a man can hold a thing, look at it, and put it back. The cost of the lost bass is not a fish. It is the loss of the moment a boy first decides for himself what kind of man he will be when no one is watching. The creek bank boy will return at number 6, and the answer we are building toward sits on that same bank. Number 11.
A boy in Lubbock, Texas, about 1954, age 10, is asked by his father to deliver a set of work gloves to a man 3 miles away on a county road. The man is a tenant farmer named Mr. Acosta. The boy is told to ride the bicycle, hand over the gloves, and thank the man for the loan of his post-hole digger the previous week. The boy has never met Mr. Acosta. The boy has never been told that a man returns what he has borrowed. The boy rides. The boy knocks. The man opens the door. The boy says, "My father says thank you for the digger, and here are your gloves." The man invites the boy in for a glass of well water. The man asks the boy his name. The boy says his name. The man says, "Your father is a good neighbor." The boy rides home. A modern boy has never been sent on a mission of gratitude. He has never represented a debt his father felt. The cost of the lost post-hole digger is not a tool returned. It is the loss of the morning a boy learns that a man's handshake is recorded in the minds of men he has not yet met. Number 10. A boy in Bangor, Maine, around 1958, age 9, is told by his father that he is to bring in the kindling every evening for the month of November. The kindling is split with a hatchet against a chopping block behind the woodshed. The kindling is to be no larger than the boy's thumb. The father inspects the kindling each night after supper. If the kindling is too thick, the boy is told. If the kindling is crooked, the boy is told. The father does not do the work over. The father sends the boy back out. After 11 evenings, the boy produces kindling the father accepts without comment. On the 12th evening, the father says, "You have the hang of it now." The boy has now completed a task 11 times and heard it confirmed once. The boy has learned that a man's work is not praised on the first attempt.
The boy has learned that a man keeps splitting until the wood is right. The cost of the lost kindling is not firewood. It is the loss of the evening. A boy learns that repetition is the price of skill. Number 9. A boy in Detroit, Michigan, about 1957, age 11, is given a 1949 Ford Coupe with a stuck engine by his father. The father tells the boy the car is the boy's if the boy can get it running. The father does not help. The father points the boy to a neighbor, Mr. Vital, who has a garage behind his house on Tyreman Avenue. The boy knocks on Mr. Vital's door. The boy asks if Mr. Vital will teach him to work on engines. Mr. Vital says, "I will teach you if you show up." The boy shows up. The boy cleans a carburetor. The boy replaces a set of points. The boy turns a wrench until his hands blister. The boy starts the engine one Saturday in October. The boy drives the car into the alley. A modern boy has never been given a machine that does not run and told to bring it back to life. He has never had to ask a neighbor for instruction. He has never driven a car he rebuilt himself. The cost of the lost Ford is not transportation. It is the loss of the Saturday a boy becomes a mechanic of his own life. Number 8. A boy in Lynchburg, Virginia, around 1955, age 12, is taught by his father to read a map with a Delorme gazetteer of the state. The father spreads the gazetteer on the kitchen table. The father asks the boy to plan a route to a town the father has never been to. The boy is told to write down the highways, the mileages, the places he will stop for gas. The boy is told to estimate arrival time at 15 miles an hour below the posted speed, because a man plans for what the road will actually give him. The boy works for an hour. The boy hands the route to the father. The father reads it. The father says, "You are ready." The boy and the father drive the route the next Saturday. A modern boy has never unfolded a paper map. He has never estimated fuel stops. He has never read a road for himself. The cost of the lost gazetteer is not navigation. It is the loss of the evening a boy learns to read the world before he moves through it. Number 7. A boy in St. Paul, Minnesota, about 1953, age 12, is told by his father that the boy must now mow the lawn without being asked. The father does not explain. The father says, "Look at the yard each evening. When it needs cutting, cut it." The boy mows a buffalo reel push mower. The boy mows the front yard, the backyard, the strip along the alley, the patch behind the garage. The boy does this every 7 to 10 days for the rest of the summer
without being reminded. The father notices. The father never says thank you. The father says, in the 3rd week of August, a man keeps what is in front of him. A modern boy has never maintained a thing on his own observation. He has never kept a yard, a room, a dog, a car, without a reminder. The cost of the lost buffalo reel is not a lawn. It is the loss of the summer a boy learns that a man keeps what is in front of him before he is asked to. The lawn, the gazetteer, the Ford, the kindling, the neighbor's brace and bit, the heifer at the auction, the bobcat under the porch, the boy with the hatchet on the chopping block at his father's side. 25 of these have now passed. 6 remain. What we have been building toward is not a checklist. It is a single capacity. A boy in 1955 left his father's house holding 30 skills and 1 trait. The trait was the lesson. The skills were the tuition. Number 6 names the trait. Number 1 is the moment a boy lives it. Number 6. The boy on the creek bank, the boy from the opening, the boy from number 28, the boy from number 12, is now 11. The father has been working beside him on the chopping block for 3 years. The father has sent him to neighbors. The father has sent him to the auction. The father has taught him to choose a fish and release it. The boy is standing alone on the bank with a Zebco 33 and a closed-face spinning reel. The boy is not waiting for his father. The boy is waiting for himself. The boy sees a movement in the water. The boy does not cast. The boy watches. The boy watches the way his father taught him by the act of his father watching the same creek. The boy watches for the long minute his father would have watched. The boy casts. The boy sets the hook. The boy lands a smallmouth by hand. The boy holds the fish and looks at the water and walks it back to the shallows and slides it in. The boy has now performed the father's craft alone, in the father's style, without the father's presence, on the bank where the father taught him. The boy has become a man of the place. The boy has become the kind of man the father would have been. The trait is judgment. The trait is the capacity to look at a thing, to read it, to act on it, and to be answerable for the action without being told. Every one of the 30 skills we have named is a single practice of judgment in a different room. The chop is judgment in wood. The brace and bit is judgment in a stranger's hallway. The heifer at auction is judgment in a man's money. The kindling is judgment in repetition. The base on the bank is judgment with no witness. The lawn is judgment without a schedule. The Ford is judgment in a machine that does not run. A modern boy is taught content. A modern boy is not taught judgment. A modern boy is told what to think. He is not taught to look, to wait, and to act. The cost of the lost trait is not a skill. The cost is that a man can hold every credential in the country and still not know what to do when he is standing alone on the bank of the water he has been sent to. Number 5. A father in Wheeling, West Virginia, around 1956, age 48, sits at the kitchen table with his 14-year-old son on a Sunday afternoon. The father opens a copy of the Wheeling Intelligencer. The father reads an article about a labor dispute at a glassworks across the river. The father asks the boy what the boy thinks. The boy says he does not know. The father says, "Read it again." The boy reads it again. The boy says, "The men want more pay." The father says, "What do the men who run the glassworks think?" The boy does not know. The father says, "Find out." The boy spends the rest of the afternoon at the encyclopedia in the parlor. The boy comes back to the table at supper. The boy says, "Both sides have a reason." The father says, "You have learned the first thing a man must learn." A man can hold two reasons in his head at the same time. A man who can only see one side has not finished becoming a man. A modern boy is told what to think by every screen he holds. He is not taught to read an article, to ask who is not in the room, and to weigh the unseen. The cost of the lost intelligencer is not a paper. It is the loss of the Sunday a boy learns to hold the world without being told which side of it to stand on. Number 4. A father in Tallahassee, Florida, around 1958, age 42, takes his 12-year-old son into the backyard after supper. The father places a .22 rifle, a Winchester Model 67, on the picnic table. The father places a box of .22 longs on the table. The father places 4 tin cans on a fence post 40 yards down the yard. The father does not load the rifle. The father tells the boy the rules of the rifle.
The father tells the boy what the rifle can do, and what a bullet will do to a thing it hits, and what a bullet will do to a man. The father tells the boy that a man does not point a rifle at a thing he is not willing to destroy. The father loads the rifle. The father hands the rifle to the boy. The boy fires. The boy misses. The boy fires again. The boy hits a can. The father takes the rifle back. The father unloads the rifle. The father says, "A man who has held a weapon has held a responsibility. A man who has held a responsibility cannot pretend later that he did not know." A modern boy is told about weapons by screens. He is not taught by a man at a fence post. He is not taught what a bullet does. He is not taught to unload the rifle before he sets it down. The cost of the lost Model 67 is not marksmanship. It is the loss of the evening a boy learns that a man who has been trusted with destruction has been changed. Number 3.
This is where the video could end. It would feel like an ending. The trait is named, the skills are accounted for, the argument has been made. But number 3 is the moment every boy in 1955 came to, and most did not pass. A father in Casper, Wyoming, around 1957, age 45, sits on the porch with his 13-year-old son on a Tuesday evening in October. The father tells the boy that the boy is now old enough to be told the family situation. The father tells the boy that the farm is in debt. The father tells the boy that the father may lose the place. The father tells the boy that the boy does not need to do anything about it. The father tells the boy only that the boy must know. The father tells the boy because the boy is old enough now to hear what is true. The boy does not speak. The boy sits beside the father. The boy watches the same field his father watches.
The boy learns that evening that a man is told what is hard, and a man sits beside the one who told him, and a man does not have to fix what is broken. A modern boy is protected from every hard fact. A modern boy is shielded from the family's pressures, the family's griefs, the family's debts. He is told that he is not ready. He arrives at manhood with no practice at hearing what is true. The cost of the lost porch is not the debt. It is the loss of the Tuesday a boy learns that a man can be trusted with what is heavy. Number 2. A father in Roanoke, Virginia, around 1954, age 50, walks with his 17-year-old son to the door of a rectory on a Saturday morning. The father knocks. A priest answers. The father says, "This is my son. The son is here to tell you he will not be coming to Mass with me anymore." The father has brought the boy to say it himself. The father is letting the boy stand in his own words. The priest speaks with the boy for 15 minutes. The boy speaks for himself. The father waits on the porch. The boy walks out. The father and the son walk home. The father does not mention it again for the rest of the year. The father has let the boy leave his father's house in his own way, on his own words, without being told to. A modern boy has never been trusted to speak for himself to a man of authority. He has never been sent to deliver a hard word on his own behalf. He has never walked home beside a father who let him go. The cost of the lost rectory is not religion. It is the loss of the morning a boy learns that a man can leave his father's house standing on his own 2 feet. Number 1. This is the skill all the other 30 were secretly building toward.
This is the moment, the chopping block, the brace and bit, the heifer at auction, the kindling, the lawn, the gazetteer, the ford, the creek bank, the rectory, the Tuesday on the porch, the Sunday at the table, the Saturday at the fence post, were all teaching. A boy in Topeka, Kansas, around 1955, age 13, is told by his father one evening in May that the father has something to tell the boy. The father sits at the kitchen table. The boy sits across from him. The father tells the boy that the father is dying. The father tells the boy that the father has perhaps a year. The father does not weep. The father tells the boy the names of the men the father wants the boy to keep knowing. The father tells the boy the place where the deeds are kept. The father tells the boy the location of the family Bible. The father tells the boy that the boy is the man of the house now and that the boy is ready. The boy does not speak. The boy sits across the table from his father. The boy looks at his father's hands. The boy looks at the table. The boy looks at his father again. The boy says, "I will take care of it." The father nods. The father says, "I know you will." The boy has now received the weight of a man's house. The boy has been trusted with what a man trusted him with. The boy has become the man his father raised him to be, by the act of his father handing him the house. This is the skill, not a skill. A man can be trusted with what is heavy. A man can be trusted with grief, with money, with a neighbour's name, with a brace and bit, with a rifle, with a lawn, with a fish, with a field, with the word he must speak and the word he must hear, with the men he must keep knowing, with the Bible, with the house. Every one of the 30 lessons before this one was a single practice of being trusted with a thing. The chopping block trusted the boy with the wood. The auction trusted the boy with the money. The brace and bit trusted the boy with the father's name. The creek bank trusted the boy with his own judgment. The Model 67 trusted the boy with destruction. The Ford trusted the boy with a machine. The lawn trusted the boy with maintenance. The heifer trusted the boy with a living thing. The rectory trusted the boy with his own word. The Tuesday on the porch trusted the boy with the family's truth. The megaloop is closed. The skill the other 30 were building toward was this: a man is a person who has been trusted, in small ways and in the largest way, and has carried what he was given. A modern boy has not been trusted. He has been managed. He has been supervised. He has been enrolled. He has not been handed the house. He has been told he is not ready for the house. The cost of the lost kitchen table in Topeka is not a father. The cost is that when the house is finally handed to a man, he does not know how to hold it because no one ever handed him a smaller house first. The boy on the creek bank at the top of this video. The boy with the schwinn and the fishing pole. The boy who was alone. He is the boy from every scene we have walked through. He is the boy at the chopping block. He is the boy at Mr. Henderson's lawn. He is the boy at the door of the rectory. He is the boy at the table in Topeka. What was lost in 1955 and the years around it was not a list of skills. What was lost was a civilization's habit of handing the weight of the house to a boy, one piece at a time. What was lost was the porch, and the chopping block, and the auction, and the neighbor's door, and the breakfast table, and the Tuesday evening, and the Saturday morning, and the Sunday afternoon, and the rifle, and the lawn, and the fish, and the creek bank. What can be recovered is not the year. What can be recovered is the act. A man who is a father today can hand one thing to his son this week. One tool, one chore, one errand, one hard truth, one moment of trust that the boy does not feel ready for. The boy is ready. The boy has always been ready. The boy becomes ready the moment the father hands him the thing. Which of these did your father teach you? Tell me in the comments. The comments on a video like this are full of men naming the exact moment: the chopping block, the lawn, the creek bank, the table. Read them. Write yours. Next week, we go inside the workshops, garages, and back porches where American boys became men in the years around 1955. The rooms, the tools, the smells, the specific hours of the day the work was done. Subscribe so you do not miss it. The boy on the creek bank has now stood there for 31 lessons. The boy has caught a fish and let it go. The boy has driven a Ford he rebuilt. The boy has spoken a hard word at a rectory door. The boy has held his father's house in his hand and said the words his father taught him to say. The boy walks up the bank toward the kitchen door where the light is on and the table is set, and the father is waiting.